Okay, now you ready to
What
start
it
it?
do? What it do?
Hello, internets. Shit.
What it do, boo?
Just a casual conversation. Just three people talking about one of the most interesting serial killers in the history of serial killers. No big deal.
Whose phone was that?
Not mine.
I don't know what you're talking about.
See, I can't tell between the two of you who's lying. Is you both have poker face.
Look at the one on the bottom of the screen right now.
Yeah.
She literally picked up her phone after I said whose phone was that.
Yeah, you are like
Trying to go through the settings like, God.
It's unfair. It's unfair. Not
liar,
Welcome.
You're
lion,
funny. You're funny.
lion.
lying. Yeah, nice. Well, Angela's here in spirit. Hi.
Hey, Ann. In your other world.
We watched this together. We haven't watched the show together in so long. She was supposed to be a part of this, but goddamn technology.
If you can't save us, man, nobody can. If you can't save us with the tech support, nobody can. It's that new fucking phone you got, or you shouldn't have got that new phone.
It's a Google Pixel. Same one I have, so it's really no. It's not really new.
It's a Pixel.
Yeah,
it's a Pixel.
And apparently, Angela, before we get started, Angela didn't hear this last time, so I'm going to say it again. We just really want to thank Angela so much for everything that she does for the show. I said it 8 times last time, but if she never heard it, didn't count. So thank you again.
At 30
thank
seconds.
you, Angela.
30 seconds before going live at like 8:59 was not the time to troubleshoot it either. That was it's bad. I couldn't think straight.
Oh, well, I was rushing it. I was like, oh shit, it's 8:45, dude. I was going to bring the ring light all. I was like, nah, fuck it.
When'd you get in the shower?
Like 8:44 when you called me.
I didn't get into the shower until 7:45.
Angela says thank you. Brandon Cecil's, that's you, Annie, right?
Hey, Brandon. I can't see it because the phone's so far away from me.
No, that's a good point, Brandon. We are not watching it tonight. We have already watched it, and there will be spoilers. We're going to talk about episodes 1 through 10.
Listen, I got to get up close. Hi.
Did you see episode 10, Royal?
Why would you question me like that?
Yes, the answer this afternoon.
Yes, David, I did.
All right. Well, where do you guys want to start?
First off, I want to start. Let's first start off with the lead character, the lead guy that played actually Jeffrey Dahmer, Evan Peters.
Yes, please, because I didn't even realize that was the same guy from those funny movies, and then also from
Marvel,
X-Men.
Yep, X-Men.
Yeah, from X-Men. I did not know.
He's played a serial killer like 4 times. Somebody made a meme today. It's like he's out here collecting serial killer roles like they're Infinity Stones. So apparently he's done like 4 serial killer roles or something.
And usually he plays a serial killer with and things that like Ryan Murphy is doing, like American Horror Story, and I figured Angela would be coming in on that note. Yes.
There you go. But no, Evan killed it, man. No pun intended. I didn't have that written all up. No, he definitely killed it. To me, it's the best reincarnation or portrayal of him that's been done. And there have been plenty of people to try to redo it. You had Jeremy Renner try to do Dahmer, and that was pretty good. But what Evan Peters did with it, I don't think anybody will ever be able to do another job like that. Maybe Michael Fassbender was younger. What's that?
He played even
Dan
the
was
older
criticizing
version,
us. He said dead air.
He played him through the whole movie, right?
Dan said dead air. It's a Sunny reference. I don't think he got there yet. But
I haven't.
It's just funny to me that like he's talking shit. He can't even figure out how to operate the live chat. He's got to send it to me as a text. Come on.
Hey, he never came back. Remember, leave him alone. Doesn't know about technology or any of this stuff you guys are doing. He never came back. Never go back, man.
What's your favorite episode?
Y'all.
Can I go first on that one?
Oh yeah, you can go. Yes, Annie, please.
Okay, my favorite episode, it happens to be the Glenda episode. Because that episode portrayed so many different cultural dynamics that it was a really good episode. I mean, it portrayed the racism, it portrayed the homophobia, it portrayed the ignorance, it portrayed the just the ignorance of people, how they were back then, and it's sad because her voice was not heard, and
she's an
and if
awesome
her voice was
actress
heard,
too.
maybe all those, yes, Niecy Nash did 100% top notch on this, because I was like, Niecy Nash, come on, I was like, is she gonna be able to play this like real serious? But boy, did she play this! And then I loved that episode. I loved it.
I think
and then when she was just
that's the episode where at the end they had the cuddle puddle in the hallway, right? Because she's having like PTSD about it, and nobody in the apartment can sleep alone, so they end up that cuddle. I watched that cuddle puddle at like 3:00 in the morning. I think it was after one of our Tuesday shoots, and that was like the coziest shit. Like, I know they were going through trauma, but that cuddle puddle they had going in the hallway, I was legitimately envious of that cuddle puddle. That looks so cozy.
You would never get up from that. You would never even.
No. This is where we live now.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, y'all ain't got to move. People been complaining. Who's been complaining? All the shit that's been going on. They're complaining about this?
Yeah,
nope.
Fuck out of here.
But and then like the when you start hearing the whirring of the power tools one time, and then you hear it stir 2 times, and then you hear it stop, and then you hear bones crackling, and then that's it, bro. His body, God rest his soul, was going in that vast of acid. Yeah. And that right there, like, I'm still traumatized by that scene right there. I love it. I watched it 2 nights. I loved it.
I think episode 8 is my favorite episode of the whole series, the one that follows the dad, and it picks up right after the first episode where they told him what he did. Just because, like, as bad as the crimes are, and as bad as the victims suffer, what I could identify with most was trying to imagine as a parent hearing that your son or your daughter did like despicable things that are just so horrendous that's worse than the things he did. Is like having like the parent having to come to terms with him doing those things. It's worse than the things themselves.
And just to even have that, like, that gut feeling, like, did I do this to him? Did I show him this? Like, I did this. It was heart-wrenching for him to even have that emotion as a parent. Like, did I do this to him? And then trying to find the blame between the mother and the father. It's like.
And just FYI, Royal, I can see the reflection of your phone in your glasses.
Well, then you can also see that I was doing something for the show. Thanks, Guy. Check your Facebook, friendo.
Hey, I'm not making accusations. I'm just saying.
You are making accusations.
That was not an accusation. That was a fact.
Dan cannot figure out how to use the Megan. Dan's special lady friend.
And no, I'm not glitching. I'm just doing this really fast and make it look like I'm glitching, like Speed.
My sister from another mister. She's figured out how to use the live chat, unlike her special man friend. The first episode for me, Megan. Hold on, I see. What's up?
She's a wife now.
Okay,
special lady friend.
No, she's a wife. Damn it, respect it, David.
I mean, it could be they're not mutually exclusive. And anyway, so yeah, she's the first episode for me. Megan, what have you guys finished yet? I thought you guys were on episode 6. There will be spoilers in this. There will be spoilers.
I mean, but it's Dahmer. Is there really spoilers?
The first episode is incredible though. Like they set the tone.
What's crazy?
What's so crazy to me about the first episode is that if you think about it, it feels so graphic and so gratuitous. But like, think back at the whole episode. There's not to the best of my memory, there's not a drop of blood. There's not like any like real like violence on the screen. It's all just innuendo and building up and tension, and it is so fucking rich. You're like drowning in it by the end of the
Like,
episode.
like edge of the seat. I was legit on the edge of my seat waiting for the next
love it.
episode. Waiting.
I love that they
David
started.
Gifford is jumping in. Hey, Dave, thank you for being
Hey,
here
hey.
on such short notice.
Mm.
If you have
Let's
not
see.
seen the series yet, and this goes for you too as well, Megan, there will be spoilers. We're gonna talk about everything. So if you haven't seen it yet, you don't want it to be spoiled, you might want to come back. This will be available afterwards.
I see what you did there. So my favorite episode was the episode where he actually got his first victim, the guy from Ohio. And I'm going to tell you why.
Yeah, Steven.
Yes, because here's the thing. They had been building this up maybe the last 2 episodes prior to that, of you seeing him looking at this hot guy looking like he went to Bayside High, running down the street.
Yeah, from his high school. The kid from his high school.
Right. He kept looking at him, and then when he actually went to actually kill him, he didn't. And most people don't understand this. That could have been a turning point in his life. Like, I truly feel if he didn't, it was like the ultimate fantasy finally happened. He's riding down the street. There's some guy going to see Pegasus with, I don't even think he had shoes on. He had on fucking Lufareg, no shorts, no shirt, a little bit of deodorant. He's very grungy. And he's like, hey, man, you need to ride. He gets in. So that episode, to me, on so many levels, it shows the change. It's like Anakin becoming Darth Vader. It's happening in front of our eyes. And I told you this, David. To me, how the episode goes off when he's on top of that roof, there was no turning back after that. When he took that guy's bones and went full LeBron James with the powder, David said you get this reference and just threw the balls.
Well, I hear everything you're saying, and I want to come back to that and remind me the jogger, the first victim. But Angela wants to tell you her favorite episode. Well, she doesn't want to. I asked her to come over here and tell you her favorite episode. So I'm gonna let her pop in, then I'll come back. Don't worry.
You just want to see it, you sick son of a bitch.
It's not about me.
What? I want to be on the band.
You've got a big head.
Who?
David.
That's what she said.
Okay. Hey. Where am I supposed to look? Oh,
I like no. You look much better than you. In the other room, it looked like you were in some fucking kissing booth outside of Chuck E. Cheese. I'm like,
I had a rainbow light on.
Not there's anything wrong with that.
Like a ring light, but it was a rainbow color.
Rainbow ring light.
And then I had a hocus pocus light going, so it was creepy.
Oh, you guys did hocus pocus day. How was that with the fam?
We did hocus pocus yesterday, and it was awesome. Oh, we did the review today. Yeah, it was okay. Adeline was being kind of eh.
I can't wait to see it. Awesome. How did it turn out? Movie was good, wasn't it?
Oh, it was really good. Yeah, I was happy.
Oh, just so loyal.
I didn't watch it. I'll watch it soon. So Angela, what was your favorite episode?
Episode 6, Silence. Tony.
Oh God!
I was telling David how much I appreciated. They even went for it and they nailed it. Please.
We're not. Just not on topic.
Tell him to stay back there, freaking poser. Jesus Christ!
He wanted to go outside.
Then go outside, Dave.
Yeah. The episode with Tony was my favorite because that just it broke my heart, and like I don't know, that one made me cry.
You know what? Because that was the first time Dahmer ever actually really experienced love. Because from watching the show, we know all about love. Go ahead.
I at one point thought he was going to get away. I really did.
I did too. When he knocked on the door, that's when I was like, "Oh no!"
Yes.
What was crazy about it though is, like I said, you showed that he showed what he had so many times he could have drugged that guy and he didn't. And I was just kind of like he had experienced fascination before, liking somebody, courting somebody, but true love, that was the first time he was in love. And even the guy told him, "I'm not going to disappear. I'm not going to disappear." So that he was good. He let him go.
And I think that's why. I think that's why Dahmer didn't do him like he did before. Like he actually, tried and cared and had a relationship and with him. But the minute that he wanted to leave,
I don't know what happened. Yeah, well, yeah, he wanted to leave.
Because that's his thing. He didn't want them to leave him.
Yeah.
But think about it. But again, that all goes back to his dad not being around, his mom going like when his dad
And the
didn't even
mom.
know he was
Yeah.
by
His
himself.
mom. Yeah.
Mom, like, so what he been eating? What she been feeding you? Like, Mom left like a month ago. Like it's like, oh shit, what? So that's my whole point. He's been used to people leaving him. He had no relationship with his younger brother, barely a relationship with his father. His mom was on pills all the time.
Yeah.
We don't know why. We'll get to that later. So people have left him his whole life. And not to mention, I'm sorry, we'll bring this up later. I'm not saying we should feel sorry for him. What I am saying is this, is that you can't tell me his mom popping those 25 prescription pills a day in her second and third trimester didn't affect him. I'm sorry. They had to.
Right. Yeah.
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 I mean, I was leaning on you.
Yeah.
I've never been in a trimester. I was leaning on y'all for that. So please.
Yeah.
Well, I mean at first
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say drugs and pregnancy is bad, period. But
there we go.
Exactly. That's why I kind of was like, I wanted to blame the mother because I felt so bad for the father.
Yeah.
But then I know, but I can't do that to the mother because hashtag mental health awareness.
Yeah.
You know, there's people out there that suffer through that, and I cannot dismiss that at all.
Yeah.
Because
Hey,
I'm a firm believer. I'm a firm believer, you know what I mean? But she didn't know at that time. And it's like parents, they only do the best that they can with what they learned and what they have. You know? So she really didn't know that she was hurting him.
Well, I will say this. One of the most powerful scenes in this whole entire series is when she's getting ready to leave. He's like, Mom, I got graduation. He's seeming a little bit normal right there. And then she turns around. She said, do you know what? Not once did you ever ask me to help you with one of your little experiments. And he was like, I thought you would have said no. She's like, you goddamn right. It's fucking weird. But it would have been nice to be asked. Oh, okay. That's that mother bond. So you saw it. So here's the thing. They tackled postpartum depression. They said that's what they thought she had, which is why they were giving her all these pills, because they didn't know what it was. And again, it just goes back to he never saw Sesame Street. This is the reason why they created Sesame Street and shit. Like, I'm not joking around. Like kids dealing with divorce, and parents leaving, shit like this. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
You say David's black?
Yes, that's exactly what I said. And on that note, I'm out.
Oh, there you go.
I bet you are.
All right, Peter. Hey, Dave, I just thought about something when you come back. Hey, Dave, what the fuck? Harry Potter's here. Hey, Dave, I just thought about something.
It's not that cold outside.
He doesn't care. Can you hear me, Dave?
Yeah.
I just thought about something. You know how we always say, all right, Peter. That has a whole nother meaning now with Evan Peters doing this role now. All right, Peter.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yum, 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 yum.
I'm trying to get hold of a Mac nigga.
Oh my God. What did you do, Royal?
Was she turning red? Is Angela turning red?
What? I left it out there. What did you do, Royal?
To who?
To us. Who? To us.
What are you talking about?
Tripping.
Tripping.
I missed and gave out the link. I meant to give out the telephone. I didn't know he was gonna join.
Yeah, you gave out the screen.
You look like Kanye in bed with like those 40 people from 4 years ago. What are you doing, man?
Why are you laying down, man? You're like the.
This is so Mathis.
What do you do? You know this is live for everybody to see. This isn't.
This is happening
and
now.
Whoever's talking next to you.
That's his TV because he's weird like that.
What are you covering up with your thumb? Why aren't you?
Is that your finger?
Yeah.
Is that a finger I see?
That was my finger.
Well, I hope so. It better be.
Yeah, I was holding the screen.
I'm not complaining.
So Mathis, with your unique perspective, you don't drink, you don't smoke. What do you think about Dahmer? I know you've been watching. What do you think?
Hey, that's why I tuned in to y'all to see what y'all had to say, because actually I haven't tried it yet. I've been hearing a lot of stuff about it, but I haven't.
Very controversial stuff about it.
You know, there's gonna be spoilers, right?
Nothing to add. Okay, cool. But no, seriously, let me ask you this thing. Okay, you haven't been watching the show, but you're a little bit older than me. Let me ask you this: what did you know? What had you heard about Dahmer, and what was your perception of Dahmer before this series came out?
I just recall him as, you know, I remember reading about the little story about somebody that he was involved with. Maybe they got into a fight and the police, the guy went to the police station and the police ended up bringing him back to like,
Yeah. That was, yeah.
Yo no comprende mucho gusto.
Makes sense, man.
Hey, that video is so funny to me, dog.
How many times you watch it?
What is he saying?
He laughed himself out of it.
That video, hey, because it's like he is struggling to speak in Spanish. It's like he don't know how to speak it. But
Yo no comprende mucho gusto.
He's trying so hard.
yeah,
Mucho gusto. All right, man. If you're gonna come to this match, you got to bring a little background. You see, I got Jason in the background back there. She has a skull. David in some dark Harry Potter robe, whatever that means, and you're just on some wall, man.
yeah, man, it's crazy. I'm in my living room. I'm gonna get out of the living room. I'm gonna get ran out.
All right, Mathis, I'm gonna bring you out of here. I mean, you'll still be in here, but I'm gonna bring us back up, and you could hear and everything. We're gonna get back to it.
Do I need to mute mine? Are you already taking care of it?
No, you'll be gone as soon as this is done.
Yo no comprende mucho gusto.
All right, so the hiker. Well, first of all, I heard Angela talking about the boyfriend episode.
That was her
Royal and I,
favorite.
we kind of talked about that too. That was like the one time where I knew how it was going to end because I know how it ends. But I was like,
Yeah.
When they were in the restaurant in that diner scene, and then where they were playing the game, and he put his hand on his hand, and they had that moment, and he like compromised and changed the rules of the game for him for a little bit. Like I looked at Angela, I was like, what goes wrong here? What gets messed up? And even like all the way to the very last moment where, you know, he leaves and he comes back, it still didn't make. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? He's that fucked, and that's the moment when I really realized that he was fucked beyond beyond repair. When if he couldn't believe him, then he was so damaged somewhere deep inside that there was no hope.
But like for a moment, and me and Angela agreed, like just for a split moment, I thought he was gonna not kill him and save him. Like actually.
In fairness, he didn't kill him. Somebody forgot their keys. And with a crazy person, you better grab everything when you leave the first fucking time, okay? Grab all your shit, toothbrush, mail, everything. Get that shit out of there.
Now, did anybody feel themselves dreading
everything?
As horrible as we all know Dahmer was, did anybody feel in the way this story was carried out, when you know how it ends? Because like I wasn't exactly sure what happened. But when I got into the series, I started going down the rabbit trail around episode 8. And then I was reminded of his demise in real life. So then I was kind of dreading that part coming in the series. And that gave me conflicted feelings because I was feeling a sense of remorse for, I feel like it might just be, I don't want to see Evan Peters get beat, but it's ultimately, I'm not wanting to see Jeffrey Dahmer be beat with a pole.
But I think what happened in this one was this is the first time they've done a reincarnation or another. I think different from the other Dahmer stories, I think this one really went into it and it was told from more so his point of view. It's always been like, hey, here's a monster, he's this, that, and the other. But they flipped it and said, how do you know chemically he still was wrong for what he did, but let's get to the reasoning behind it. So I think they did a great job of the POV of that.
I've never watched any other Dahmer related material too.
David, well, I'm glad you got that point because like when he was getting beat, like a little part of me had remorse for him as well. Like I didn't want to see him, even though when he tried to like redeem himself and save himself and get baptized, like I didn't know how I felt about that.
Right.
I was conflicted, but I didn't want to see him. But then when he said he didn't have them suffer.
Yeah,
like,
he's a very interesting, like just the series aside, like Dahmer himself is just a very interesting serial killer because most of them are psychopaths, and he wasn't like a psychopath. He had, like, you could see, like, when you watch the interviews with him and his dad. No, he had like true. He had like a psychopath is unable to make a genuine connection with anybody, like anybody.
Okay.
And he had true remorse for the, or at least he was either that he was very, very good at looking very genuine, and he owned up to everything he did. And when he was caught, like, he didn't try to like.
That's That's a very good point, because I was going to bring that up, but you brought it up. If you notice, his mea culpa moment, if you will, is when he sees was John Wayne Casey. When he sees him, that's the first time he looks at somebody like, listen, I'm fucked up, but I'm not that fucked up. Like he's not sorry for what he did. I helped him find the victim. He's like, God damn. But I want to bring up a crucial point here. He says, he asked the pastor in the last episode, he says, why do you think there's so many others now? And the reason why I want to bring that point up is it's kind of what we talked about with Joker, but this actually came from The Dark Knight. When and the reason why I'm bringing this up is because when, not Joaquin Phoenix, when Heath Ledger told Batman, I'm basically here because of you. Without you, there's no me. So it's basically like all these people, and also furthermore, when you don't get your medicine, a la from the Joker, when society fails you from getting your medicine, you could be messed up. So that's all I'm just simply saying. There's so many. I think this show did a really good job of delving into society's problems, financial problems, crazy people's problems, people who are, maybe we call them crazy, maybe they're sick. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean it's just the vessel of God, like the guy that believed that it was his duty, that God told him to destroy Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah.
Well, either that guy is a fucking lunatic, or
but that's why he was in jail the first time, but it was for doing God's work and killing people.
God is retarded. There's the two options here. Because
go for it, Dave.
Because this goes back to the point that we were just on, that Jeffrey Dahmer is was a very unique serial killer. Something that like it probably would have been beneficial to get a really good look at an undamaged brain. And I know that the dad like had everything to say about them not being able to do anything with his brain, but I don't think that they would have had the opportunity to really get a look at it that wasn't that they could fully trust, because Vessel of God over here pounded it in with a pole.
What's the problem?
Well, it's not like it was when he was doing the things he did because of Vessel of God. I'm just saying, if the guy was really hearing the voice of God, then maybe God should have told him, like, don't fuck the brain.
No. I'm just saying, he said, my God is a God of vengeance. If you listen, Dave, because I was watching that last episode. Did you? Because I watched and
I was hanging on his every word.
Professional cuckold. I watched and listened, and I heard everything that was said. And what I like, again, don't get me wrong, I really think that, again, you can have so many topics around this. I don't think they're putting it this way. I think we can all agree on this. I don't think there's one person to blame for Jeffrey Dahmer. I think a lot of people are to blame for what is Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah. Well, and then kind of on that same note, I think that was one of the coolest things that well, like I said, I haven't seen any other Dahmer things, so I don't know if they shined a light on this, but I think the series did a really good job at, like, without saying it out loud, to make you as the audience say Dahmer was able to be who he was and do the things he did because of the things that we're all very well aware of, that the police, that the police don't pay attention to the lower sex of community,
of
society, like
society.
And they struck off like two things. They were actually three. They were black, poor, and gay. They were fucked.
Right. Let me tell you what freaked me out. What freaked me out was I was sitting there telling myself this, because me and you talked about this, Dirk, and we were like, hey, listen, we don't think he was trafficking these guys. This is what he liked. This is just what he liked. And so he was like, where can I go and not get caught? And I was finna say, if he would have pulled this shit in 90210s, this wouldn't happen. But I'm wrong, because guess what? There's another monster out there by the name of Jeffrey Epstein. He did the same shit, not the same shit, but he was fucking with girls, and it was in a nice neighborhood, and he got away with it. So it doesn't really matter
I
where you're
saw that
at.
whole series too.
What's your preference? What's your
Now
preference?
that's a psychopath.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw that series too. That was crazy.
These damn y'all. You know anybody named Jeffrey? I don't.
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Oh, I see what you did there. Yeah.
You know, like the controversies, like
Well, speaking
Sorry,
of
go
that,
ahead.
actually, did you notice that his brother, like Jeff had a brother?
Yeah.
What was his brother's name?
yeah.
Fuck if I know. Oh, I did tell you that. I met David. It was David. I messaged you. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I got it right. I got it right. Hi.
Yeah, you're real. That's an ECU
Weirdo.
right there. But no, I think the series did a really good job at telling the victim's story and also giving a well-rounded story of the thing about Dahmer is that I trust his words more than like most pastors that I've met, because if you're willing to admit that you've like if you're going to say that you've done the things that you've done that are that bad, then like he said that like in the series they kind of implied that guy that moved in towards the end and disappeared slightly like a little bit, they kind of implied that he had something to do with that, and he in real life said that wasn't he had nothing to do with that, and I don't like question that even for a second. It's like why would he lie about that and not anything else?
You're talking about the last guy that moved into the apartment?
Oh, you thought?
Yeah.
In real life,
he
did not admit to that.
In real life?
Yeah,
and my thing
did
is
not
like,
confess to that.
Yeah. No, what I will say is he probably drugged them.
I think
maybe he left and somebody else fucked him up. He had something to do with it. He didn't kill him.
I don't know.
He had something to do. And I think it's mind control as well. You know, he had control. He had to keep control of something. So not telling.
Fucked up as he is, he's trustworthy.
Do we have any comments, Dave, or is
No, there's no comments. It's just
this is why.
What are your comments? You don't find him to be trustworthy? Who,
Dahmer? I trust Jeffrey Dahmer to be Jeffrey Dahmer. I trust Jeffrey Dahmer to be Jeffrey Dahmer. That is who he is.
Like his word, but.
Yeah, but you could trust him. Like take him like for what he is. So you don't. There's no
there's
no hidden agenda.
Correct. Yeah.
I appreciate that. Like as fucked up as he is, as the fucked up as the things
he's honest.
Like there's something about that. It's like, hey.
Well, in fairness, in fairness,
I do.
Turns into a child in front of his parents. Dad, I was just taking pictures.
Like, yeah, I mean, there's honesty is it's a fluid.
The best policy. Andy, what are you drinking on? Is that a buzz ball? What the hell is that? Oh, she's throwing up. She's losing it. Okay. Barefoot. That's how you're going to be walking if you drink one more of those.
So, besides Evan Peters, because he obviously,
I got socks on at least.
Evan Peters nailed the role. Who would your scene stealer be in the series? Mine is
out of Evan Peters.
Yeah, mine's the dad, Jenkins.
Did you guys even notice that was Molly Ringwald?
I told you? Because Angela was telling me to look out for her. I noticed before she even was on the screen because Angela had me looking out for her the whole time. And at first I thought it was the first wife we saw. I'm like, oh wait, no, that can't be her. But it was his new wife. Yeah.
I did not even notice that was her until like way to the end of the series.
Claire.
Oh, David, I was telling her when you were going and Angela was on, I was saying one of my favorite scenes, and I guess we can start talking about some of our favorite scenes, and I'll lead it off and then you can go, David, and then Andy as well. One of my favorite scenes, and Andy heard this, was when Dahmer was like, "Hey, Mom, you can't leave right now. I got prom. I got this, all that, and the other." And she was like, if you realize you never asked me once to help me with any of your experiments?" He's like, "I thought you just would have said no." She's like, "You're right. They're fucking weird. You're right. I would have said no, but you never asked me. So
Dude,
what's
that
your thoughts?
mom was toxic to the
Oh, yeah.
core. Somebody
she had
that should have
27
never been. She should have never been a parent, ever. That
So you're saying
That-
as a parent, she should have never been a parent. That's what you did there.
Well,
those scenes were very difficult to watch, like between the husband and the wife, and they're just those.
well, because listen, you wasn't in here when like hashtag mental health awareness. You know, like I felt bad for the mom because she didn't know what she was doing to him. Like, you know what I mean? Like I don't blame her. But
yeah, I mean,
you know,
yeah,
I
she
feel
was
for her.
definitely. I mean,
I feel for her.
she had her own afflictions, but there's something that makes it very difficult for me to feel bad for somebody who suffers so loudly.
Dude,
Like
do you not-
Dahmer had his own
You
afflictions
said
that were
suffer so loudly,
yeah,
like the mother suffers so loudly.
Like you put in contrast the mom and Dahmer.
Like, are you over exaggerating her craziness?
No, not over exaggerating. I wouldn't like claim that somebody is like saying that they have problems that they don't, or make them bigger than they are, even though that does happen sometimes.
Okay, yeah.
I'm not like gonna put that on anybody. I'm just saying we all are in the shit, and just like, you know, talk. If you had, you know, find somebody to talk to about it, but don't suffer so loudly to where it becomes everybody else's problem.
But back then,
they did do a good job of that, like her problem being so like blatantly misunderstood that she like probably
because
had
back
to be
then
loud
mental
to
health
be heard.
awareness was misunderstood. You know, it was.
Yeah, I sound like a dick.
I'm conflicted when it comes to that part because I have a high advocacy. Is that the word? For that awareness? Is that the word I'm looking for?
Yes, I'm going to tell you what really messed them up. Here's the thing. You can usually trace people's lives, where people end up in life, based off of maybe 4 or 5 things that happen at certain points throughout their life that kind of nudge them in the right direction. If he wasn't already fucked up, thank you, David McGifford. If he wasn't already fucked up from the pills his mom was taking, when she was inside her belly, and when he got out, I'm going to tell you what really messed him up. It wasn't the fact that he saw his mom passed out on pills, overdosing, and then he calls 911. At that point, you're at such a high. You're about to lose your mom. No, that's not it, though. That's not what fucked him up. You know what fucked him up? Was his dad pulling up like, oh, here we go. Yeah, not again. Now she does this. Like, huh?
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Dad had no remorse.
That's what David was talking about.
The inhumanity towards it. I mean, no, I mean, but you have to sympathize with the dad too. That's why that's like a really good story. Is you could see, like what Annie said, you could totally see why the mom had to be as like desperate as she was for help, and I could see why the dad is at the end of his rope when it comes to, he's probably been dealing with this for years. Oh, she did it again.
Exactly.
And then but I didn't think about that Dahmer, like I assume, like, you know, the mom is the one that's screaming, she's making her problems everybody else's, so that had an effect on Dahmer. But if you think about the way his personality was, it really was mirroring the dad's, of just like being completely cut off from really giving it. But no, because he did give a shit about the he specifically said that he didn't want them to feel pain, that, you know, he cared about them to that degree, that it was just a means for him. But I want to address Mr. McGifford's comment real quick. The scaring the hell out of him, I think that's, you know, it's an obvious reason.
I'm still traumatized.
But I would be curious to know, like, why exactly, specifically, what it is about. Does he scare you more than the other ones? And is there something?
He said everything. He said everything. Everything.
Yeah, I mean, he's just so confusing. Angela agrees with me. We're on the same page. We both love Richard Jenkins. We call him Sad Guy, the dad. Lionel.
We are live, right?
Yeah.
And she's like 20 minutes late on that question. What the hell is she?
Oh, no, that came in a little bit ago, but I just put it.
Okay.
I came in like 10 minutes.
Sorry, Ange.
But yeah, I think the dad like was amazing. That scene where that's probably like my favorite my favorite scene is when right after the dad finds out what he did, and it goes into episode 8, and he asks like, "Can I talk? Can I see him?"
Yes.
And he goes into that room, and there's.
Yes.
So I'm just like, there's
And
no
he's like,
way.
he's like,
That's
I
unfathomable.
cried for that dad. I
Yeah.
cried at that scene when he's like, don't do this. Don't put that on me. Don't do that. Don't put that on me. I cried.
And
Well,
the way- yeah, because it was the performance, because you could tell the way he was saying that he
Yes.
was so desperate because he knew that it was his fault, which he eventually came around to like taking a lot of the eventually like overcorrecting and taking too much of the responsibility.
Taking too much of the blame.
I think
That's too much for a parent, though.
I don't want to dumb it down, but I think what we had a case. I don't want to dumb it down, but I think what we're dealing with here is a case of this is the 60s and 70s, but I think what this is a case of a homosexual man not knowing how to come out to his father, because his father's always trying like, you are talking about it with the other boys. I know you're looking at girls. That's one thing. He's a homosexual man that was in his mom's belly who had her own demons. Then he came out and he clearly had problems. So you're dealing with people leave. He's dealing with divorce, homosexuality, and big pharma. That'll fuck anybody up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you see the way his dad acted when he came in on that last episode, and he goes, "Yeah, they got me on bills, and I think it kind of levels me out." And he's like, "Oh, that's knowing that how how the dad feels about being medicated."
Ew.
But man, when he said that he's gonna get baptized, I don't I don't even I don't buy into any of that. But I was so happy for the dad, and I was so happy for the dad in that moment. Like he was so genuinely pleased. Yeah,
yes, he was genuinely happy for his son. Like he was, yes, I felt that too. I really did.
You getting some roast beef? You getting some pork chops?
Give some pizza. Hi, Loki.
Are you gonna do is this now an unboxing video?
Just saying,
barbecue.
I want to take advantage of us being raw. You say, hey man, we're just all chilling. So me moving doesn't matter. There you go. Hold on. Oh, hey, Mom. Thelma.
What is that from, David? That's some barbecue.
What do you know about? What do you know about Jeffrey Dahmer?
I
went too far away.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Mom, what do you know about Jeffrey Dahmer? Hold on.
He killed all those young boys, didn't he?
Yeah, he killed them. I'm glad he didn't get me.
That's all I need to know about him.
All right, there we go. That's Mom, everybody. All right. Rock up.
He killed them boys. See, she'd be in and out, and we need to get her to co-host with the segments. We'll be in and out in 10 minutes.
How long you guys need to deliberate? Oh, we're not even leaving. We're ready now.
Yeah. Breaking news. Who's Dahmer? He killed all them boys, didn't he? That's all I need to know.
I've always wanted to do this. Hold on. All right, there we go. I'm busy trying to save the world, you
cracker.
I'm working right now. I know it doesn't look like I'm working. I'll be done in a few. You're still talking as if they can't hear you. I just want they can hear you. You don't care. I know. That's how I got here. All right. Okay, so scene stealer for me, guys. For me, like I said, I agree with you, David. Jenkins, I agree, because you know why? Not because he did such a great job, but if somebody tells me that's the same dad from Step Brothers, I'm like, get out of here. So that range is really what showed me, like, you know what I'm saying?
That's what I know from that.
Yes, yeah. But also remember this, in that first episode, I don't know if you saw this, Andy, but I know me and David talked about it. When he got that call about his son, he didn't think anybody was trying to kill his son. He knew why they were calling him down there. He was like, he was so
did something wrong. He knew his son did something wrong, because that's not the first time. That was like the numerous times his son has done something wrong. It's bad news.
You can compartmentalize things to the degree that like he could know and not know at the same time.
Mm-hmm. I concur.
Like the jail calls. Okay, I'm coming. What do you do now?
Yeah. You know what the most fucked up part of the whole series was to me? It was in the first episode. The most fucked up thing in the whole entire series.
What?
I'll just sum it up with one line. It's okay. It's probably just soap or something.
Like, yeah, out of all the killing, molestation.
Oh yes, in his drink.
That wasn't even the fucked up part. The fucked up part. The fucked up
Is he
part.
drunk?
And then the guy proceeds like, "Oh, okay, just soap, cool."
No,
Like,
man. No, man.
Yeah, but what's really fucked up about that? What's really fucked up about that is that he knew already that who he was because his brother had already been, taken advantage by Dahmer. That was that kid, wasn't it?
And here's the thing: when he went to those bars, when he was inside the Blue Oyster, that's all my Police Academy fans out there, gay bars. When he was inside the Blue Oyster, what really got me was that he was not lying. Because remember, he's like, they got bought us some beers before, man. Who you gonna make a move on? And he was like, listen, I want to go take pictures. Nothing weird. We have to remember, he wasn't lying to him. What he was doing was not weird. He just didn't know how to explain it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to take some pictures, man. Nothing weird. Okay.
Now, Dave, what was the? Remember me? Remember, not the first 14-year-old, his brother, the one that we never really saw to the end. Remember, he was running out the door. He was like, "I'll still pay you."
He ran out the door. Yes.
He went a little Patrick Bateman on that scene, like the desperation coming out. Like he could have been caught so easily, so many times. Like it was so right under everybody's noses. It's so wild.
But one of the last episodes where all the victims are going through their traumatic PTSD episodes, you also see that kid going through his PTSD about getting away from him.
Hold on, Mathis just asked a question. Mathis just said he only killed homosexual males, right? I think so. No. His first was not a homo. No, his first guy wasn't a homosexual. The first guy. LeBron James.
The hitchhiker.
So
the hitchhiker.
So we had
the hitchhiker had he was bad because he went and played into him. So he had some feelings. He was throwing out some mixed emotions.
Let's not forget about Angela brought up the Dahmer Gacy connection. Shout out to Mr. Gacy.
No, I shout out to Mr. Gacy. Shout out to the guy we interviewed
himself. We had him on the show. Mr. Psycho Pete. Dominic Burgess. We had him on. That was, but she asked the Dahmer Gacy connection was interesting. Was that true? I don't know about that.
They probably played that.
Oh
yes, actually, that actually I do know about that. I just watched
what was the connection?
The fact that while Dahmer was getting baptized, Gacy was dying, put to death, and there was an eclipse happening at the same time. And that is
was it really?
Yeah, that wasn't fabricated for fiction. That really happened.
I didn't know that.
Wild shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
Okay, so what were we let down by anything? Because Royal just said he's glad the homie didn't get him. You mean Dahmer? Because I don't know the homie, the clown. What are you doing, Mathis?
He did mean Dahmer. Yeah. Okay. The homie. Oh, Jeffrey Dahmer. That's like the Keenan Ivory Wayans like version of Dahmer. They're gonna do the scary movie spoof spin.
He did get a lot of homies. Yeah,
it's like Leprechaun in the Hood, Jeffrey in the Hood.
I will say this a lot. There's been a lot of people saying that I don't know why they're putting this story back out there again. It's insensitive to the families. It's this, that, and the other. And while I can see that, it can be to a certain extent, yes. But here's the thing: movies are based off movies all the time, or movies are directly made from movies. And this isn't the first time a movie's been made where someone's been insensitive. So I'm trying to figure out why is this one being targeted. Furthermore, I did a little bit more research. I think not either on Netflix or another streaming platform, they put this in like what you would like if you were gay section, and then some people from the LGBT community were like, no, get it out of here. It doesn't belong here. Why would you do that? If it was in there, they'd have been like, why did you put it in there?
That part right there, when Netflix dropped the series, they tagged the LGBTQ community, and that community did not want to be referenced and portrayed and thought about in that aspect. Like, we don't want to be... we portrayed like that. So they wanted to be tagged off of the Netflix series. That's why all that got brought about because they got tagged on Twitter.
Miss
like that.
Taven True, thank you for watching. Says they said Jeffrey died for his sins. I don't believe in sins. What do you like? I don't know what exactly. That's just like a very ominous statement. I'm not sure what exactly that means.
Well, I'll try and elaborate without knowing exactly who Talvin is, but thank you for joining, Talvin. I'll say this is that I think he atoned, and what I mean by that is if you look at that last episode, especially towards the last scene, first off, he never ran. He did try to run one time, but after that, it's almost like he had a coming of the mind. And what I mean by that is that like he was looking at the guy that you brought up earlier, Dave, that vessel or whatnot, looking like, dang, I just met God a few days ago. And like that guy was letting him know, like giving him judgment before he got there, whether he was wrong or right. And then he died the same way he lived. And that's why they're saying you've been beating on and taking care of doing this to minorities for so long. Well, you dying by the hand that was feeding you. Like this is what's going to happen to you. This is how you die. Yes, hi, I'm Jesus. Nice to meet you. Bang, goodbye.
Yeah, I'm wondering
That's why he didn't fight back when the guy was beating on his face because
he didn't fight back.
And he atoned, and he felt like he was okay with himself.
Right.
Yeah, that was still pretty brutal, though.
Compared to what he did, it was.
Yeah, but that's you can't play that. Like, what does the Bible say? If eye for an eye, then we'll all be blind.
Oh, what I loved about that part, there was a reference in there that most people wouldn't see. If you're familiar with the story of Jesus of the Bible, when Jesus on the cross, there are like two sinners.
That's true, Taven. Yeah, that's another difference between Dahmer and most other serial killers and psychopaths is that they
went to hell, but Jeffrey Dahmer gets to be like a safety patrol or something. They let him out and cruise a little room or something like that. But yeah, I can see that happening. I forgot where I was going. That was good. That was a good point, Taven. That was a good point.
Yeah, the fact that he admitted to everything so easily, like they only had him on, I guess like all the evidence scattered around his apartment. Yeah, I mean, did he really? I guess he kind of had to admit that.
But see, because he actually said that he admitted so quickly because he wanted to make something good out of what he did. He wanted to,
And then to go back all the way to the beginning and try to because it seemed like he wanted to be understood just as much. Like he wanted to know why he was the way he was, just as much as anybody else.
He kept saying, "I don't think
he just wanted love. He just wanted somebody to love him."
Yeah, that's
he
so
needed
weird.
some loving.
I mean, that's he tried that. What's his name? Tried to give him some loving.
He did, but see, here's the thing. I told you were going when I said this. Angela was in there. What me, Angela, and Andy were talking about. He had fascinated over guys before. He had been confused. He liked some guys. He was smitten by some guys. The guy that couldn't talk, that was deaf, he loved that guy. And see, it's one thing to think a guy you just randomly hooking up with leave. All right, I can deal with it. Somebody you love, oh hell no, nah. He let that motherfucker go. That's why he kept him in the bed. That's why that blood stain was there. You heard him say, tell his dad to cops. He's like, listen. I stopped for 9 years. After I did this the first time, I was somehow to suppress the demons. If his grandma fucked up that mannequin, a bunch more people would be alive right now.
Yeah, I mean, can you imagine like his mom left him and just kind of like did it so casually. Your mom. Can you imagine like what that does to you if your mom leaves you? Like you don't trust that anybody's gonna stay.
What I really want to know is I hope everything's fine, but they talking about what was going on in his mind. What is his brother going through? What is David Dahmer, the double D?
Yeah.
Like, what's his mind? I don't know. Is he living a normal life? Is anybody tracking this motherfucker?
I hear he's all right.
Okay.
That's a good idea. I want to know what he's all about, what he's doing.
Or did he change his last name to Polanski?
I bet he's like, damn this movie. Why now?
Then you're dirty and you got all these aliases. I'll go digging, David.
Don't go digging.
Come on, yeah, get the info.
Was there an episode that you didn't like? Like if there was like a weakest episode, what would you say?
I don't think there was a weakest episode. I think there were episodes that appealed to people more. But if there was one that I think me and you agreed, there was either 6, 7, or 8 that lulled a little bit. And I agree with you at first.
No. 8's my favorite. 8 didn't lull at all to me. I think 9 lulled a little bit.
Maybe that is 9. What's the episode where the officers are getting their award the same time?
That's 9. That's the Glenda episode.
But see, that's why I love that they loaded on purpose. It's a slow burn to get you to see, like, damn, society's that fucked up. These police took this child back to this man who killed them, then got suspended with pay, then got their jobs back, then got an award, then gave the lady the award the same time, just a la Casey and Dahmer. Like, one was born, one was died. Hey, here, cops, get your award. Here's, ma'am, Citizen of the Year. Man, fuck you. I called you 20 times. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
No, that I think.
What about
Go ahead, Annie. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Get finished.
No, please, Annie, go ahead, please.
No, well, what about the little controversy about, like, when he was fantasizing about touching the insides of the animal, but yet he used it in a sexual fantasy for himself? Like that, when he started killing, like, he didn't even start killing it when he did that, right?
Yeah, no, I think
I was finding roadkill, like fresh roadkill.
One of the scenes that most people don't talk about that.
And actually, something that
was real disturbing for me. That part I didn't like watching. You know what I mean?
They did leave out a part of the evolution between him, like, getting roadkill and killing people. Like, that time that he talks about where he didn't kill anybody, during that time he was still getting off on dead bodies. He was grave robbing during that time.
Oh yeah, sleeping in graves and shit. And that's why I say that time.
I want to see that part. Like, I'd rather see a whole episode about the grave robbing shenanigans.
Well, some of them he didn't even rob the grave; he just slept in there with them.
Because he couldn't, because the guy was so hard. Remember?
That's what it was. Well, he didn't actually, like, take the bodies home and, like, dismember them or anything. He was literally just digging up bodies and laying in the graves with them.
I mean, he had to be. Hey, let's not forget one thing.
I mean, probably doing a little bit more than laying.
Yeah, he was a very fit person. I'll say that he's very fit. But what I want to say is to let you know where his mind was a little off, or at least according to normal people. And this is why I wish that where the LGBTQ plus is now, we would have been having them conversations back then, because we may be considering it weird, but you saw when he was masturbating just to females, he was getting there, but you got mommy and daddy arguing in the other room. You can't get a hard on like that.
He threw the female magazine away.
The moment he thought about the guts and the ooey and the gooey, he was like, oh, there it is. So this is what he gets off on, man.
Yeah.
His dad taught him all of the roadkill. His dad saw he was interested in something. So since his dad was I guess that's a
Satanist.
No, not a Satanist.
Not a scientist.
I can't even think of the word right now. He thought he was doing a normal thing by dissecting roadkill together, like a masochist, since his dad was. I get the gist of what he's saying. Like, his dad thought that it, what they brought up in the episode, that he was just trying to, like, a scientist.
I have a question. Does anybody know?
Scientists, Satanists, all the same, right?
You're weird. This is what happens when you give him a puzzle like his own boggle or something. Jesus,
no, that's true though. Like, he the sexual side of it, that's interesting. It's so weird. Like, way, like, depending on what side of the political spectrum you fall on, you might say that sexual orientation is a choice. But, like, who is going, like, I've always used the analogy, like, I never chose to be straight. It's always just kind of been something that felt natural to me. And I couldn't imagine choosing to be gay. It doesn't equate. I could not imagine choosing to be aroused by dead things or the inside of flesh. Like, that in itself, I think, to me, is proof. Well, necrophilia. I think that in itself is proof that that sexual orientation is not a choice, or to be attracted to children, even. Like,
no,
it's a weird thing. Like, where do you place the blame? Because it's obviously not a choice. It's not. It's something that it's something they're afflicted by, that they're struggling with. Like some countries even put pedophiles in like rehabilitation and bring them back into the world as functioning members of society to kind of like keep their disorder in check, kind of like somebody who has an alcohol problem.
I'm gonna tell you another thing that sent him down the wrong path. Like for 2 seconds, he was accepted by his friends or his so-called friends in high school or whatever. They were like, hey, do that thing you do, Dahmer, whatever. Woo, woo, woo. And then fast forward a few moments later, he was like, hey, I forgot to get the guy's name. We'll just call him Mark for some reason. Hey, Mark, I got another one. He was like, another what? He was like, I got another like rodent or whatever. You want to come to my house and dissect? And he was like, no. And he just walks away from him. He crushed his whole everything right there. He crushed his whole everything. Oh, what are you finna, Annie? Now you better not be doing no dissecting tonight, Annie. We're gonna kill your cam.
Yeah, the pills.
Thank you.
I'm doing no dissecting.
Yes, Calvin. We were saying that all those pills, as much as we've learned about prenatal care and everything that goes in, if smoking was bad for kids, if moms were smoking and that was bad, try 26 pills. That's all I'm saying.
Do you have anything to say about the necrophilia? Everything that I said about sexual orientation being a choice.
Well, I think here's the thing. Put it this way. I shouldn't be doing this. I'm gonna quote P Valley. I heard it on P Valley, season 1. I have not seen season 2, so let's put that out there. I want to keep my points here. The guy tells his friend is a rapper and he's a homosexual. But he's not just a homosexual. He likes girls in drag. And him and this other guy are really good friends. And he looks at him. He's like, hey, man, I don't agree with what you do, but the heart won't what the heart won't. You know, so I think it goes back to that. The heart wants what the heart wants. So I don't know if it's a choice, whether it's done to you. The heart wants what the heart wants.
So what do you do? Well, like, how do you like? This isn't the forum to figure out what the proper way to deal with people whose heart wants something that isn't accepted by society.
We're talking about Dahmer. So my point is this is what happens when the problem is ignored. I think the one thing we should all say is we may not know why. We can't say why it's happening or why people do this, because think about this. We talked about this before. What if we grew up in a world where being gay was normal, and then me and you were persecuted, you and Annie were persecuted because we want to have sex with the other.
We're getting there. We're getting there. Yeah, we're rapidly approaching that goalpost.
We're circling around.
There's going to be a slur for straight people within a decade. You watch.
Look at this little heady.
Look at you, you pole poker.
Fucking heady.
A poker heady over here.
A heady, heterosexual, a little heady.
Heady.
Wow, a little heady. But yes, so let me ask you guys this. If we didn't have Evan Peters play this guy, somebody we would have loved to have played Dahmer.
If what?
Glenn Howerton.
If what?
If Evan Peters didn't play Dahmer, who would you like to see portray Jeffrey Dahmer?
Glenn Howerton.
Oh, he's already Dahmer.
Exactly. Dennis Reynolds from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. The implication.
I want to see the movie that Jeremy Renner plays Dahmer. Actually, the last movie, because this is the second one that they did, and the first one was Jeremy Renner, and I love him.
In that movie, they
I gotta see that one.
Dahmer, in that
I
movie,
want to see that one.
His dad catches him with all the formaldehyde and all this other stuff. He was like, stop it. He starts just throwing stuff everywhere and breaking stuff. So they don't show that in this series. But his dad, at one point, like, hey, man, this shit, they starting to blame me for this shit. Like, almost as if, you know what, let me stop this, you know? So, but Andy, who would you want to see?
Like I just said, the Jeremy Renner.
No, you can't. Jeremy,
he's Jeremy Renner.
You gotta choose somebody who didn't play him.
Anybody. She's never played basketball before. Give her a break.
She's played.
Hold on.
I said casting call, not casting couch.
Hey, it's all one same to me. The world is changing, Dave. You better get.
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale. That's almost the same because
that's the American Psycho.
Angela came in with Michael C. Hall. You guys are on the same page. You guys both picked people that have played psychopaths and other things. Between Patrick Bateman and Dexter.
Okay, so you didn't say you had not to be a psychopath before.
I mean, I picked a psychopath too. Glenn Howerton was a psychopath.
I said either Michael Fassbender or give me Jason Bateman. Give me Jason.
He's probably too old.
Jason?
I don't think so.
No, I said Jason Bateman. Either Jason Bateman or Michael Fassbender.
Jason Bateman.
What's the dude from Superbad? Is it Michael Cera?
Yeah. Oh, now he
Michael Cera.
Shit. Or
that
let's just
would be weird. But
Napoleon
see, that's
Dynamite.
what I thought at first. When
John
I
Heder.
saw Evan Peters' picture, that's what I thought it was at first. Was Michael Cera.
Or Mathis.
Yeah, Mathis would be no,
That
that's
your friend.
now we're getting back to Dahomey, Jeffrey Dahomey.
Yeah, I want to see the homie. I want to see the homie.
Rolling with the homie.
Mathis said John Cusack would be dope.
Yes, but no, is that Kevin Spacey? No, it's Usual Suspects. That's Spacey.
Yeah, because Spacey's Usual Suspect. John Cusack.
Okay,
was,
no, Matchstick Men.
No, that's Sam Rockwell, Nicolas Cage.
Damn it.
John Cusack is the other guy in Con Air.
Yeah, there we go. Gotcha.
Yeah.
John Cusack is the one that holds up the radio, right? In that one music movie, and then he's also in the
Hey, I'm not telling you to say anything. That's the name of the movie. You just kept going. Oh, Angela got Bill Skarsgard. Yeah. Oh no, wait. I think you mean Alexander. No, Bill Skarsgard. Yeah.
From True Blood.
Yeah,
Pennywise.
No, his younger brother.
Wait a minute, that's Alex Skarsgard.
Alexander Skarsgard is in True Blood. Bill Skarsgard is his younger brother. He was Pennywise in It. And
True Blood right there.
He would have been arguably
the remake.
Yeah. He would have been too much. Like too much in a good way.
Because
when I wake up in the morning,
that one wins.
I
think Angela wins with Bill Skarsgard.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
They would hate on Mathis like they do that. Man, get the fuck.
I got souls going everywhere. Like
the Royal takes the headphones off. He thinks we can't hear him anymore.
Yeah.
So what? Well, yeah. Okay. So let's bring this to a close. I gotta be somewhere at sunrise tomorrow. I gotta be somewhere at sunrise. I gotta leave the house at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Service.
What? Yeah, sunrise service, and midnight mass is coming up.
Easter?
Hold on, before we do that, do you see that? I got some pork chop pizza going on back here. All type of stuff going on.
Do you really got pork chops?
You sick?
No, I don't eat pork.
You turned the Dahmer review into a Dahmer review / Royals cooking review. Like you're like, oh, nothing gets my tummy rumbling like talking about a dude that eats people.
No, nothing gets my tummy rumbling like saying sangria, tequila, and orange juice is what gets my tummy rumbling. I'll tell you that.
You're retarded.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man, Annie dropped the R word on. Oh man, there's 2 R words dropped on this stream. Me and Annie both.
What'd y'all say? What'd you say?
She called you R worded. I called God R. Hypothetically.
Oh, you can't say that anymore. You just have to say less educated.
Okay.
Oh, because
no, don't say that's even worse. That's even worse. But yeah, guys, just to wrap it up, and like I said, I'm glad we did this as a raw review to kind of like get how we feel about it. But again, I think every so many years, a period piece should be done because now the conversation is out there. Maybe because see a lot of people are slamming this, saying that the victims are going through this, but I look at it from the other perspective. Maybe somebody sees this and says there is something wrong with me. I need to get help, and we don't have another Dahmer on our hands. So I look at it from both ends.
I have a question. Do you think that they should have let the families know that they were going to be doing this series? Because they didn't, and they were like, the families were very upset. Do you think they should have told them?
I mean, not should have probably, but had like legally they had no obligation.
Well, yeah, definitely legally they don't have but I mean, out of respect for all the lives that were lost, the way that they were lost.
Well, here's the thing. They didn't have to let them know. I think they should have sent them a message, but legally they didn't have to let them know. Anything that's usually public knowledge or public forum can be used. So it's kind of just like, hey.
Like they always say.
Go ahead, drink it in. Don't be shy. Looking's for free. Touching's going to cost you something.
And then before you know it, they're sitting there and they're like.
It's fucking crazy, isn't it? Me on the telly.
There you go, Dave. You're
And
getting the
there's
hang of this
nothing,
thing.
and there's nothing that you can do about it once your story becomes a part of the public narrative. That's just something you have to deal with, as shitty as it is.
Court of
And
public
people,
opinion.
and they should just be thankful that the people that made this actually told their story in a way that was dignified.
Okay, I think let's end it on that.
Very much so.
Let's all three go around. What's one thing you learned about Dahmer from specifically this series that you did not know about him before? I'll start and then you guys go. Actually, no, because I have nothing yet. Go ahead.
You posed the question you didn't have an answer.
No,
to.
you said. Go ahead, finish, Royal.
That's because you a weak weenie.
Weak weenies. Why do you still have that? That's the most obscure clip you have out of all the clips.
Yeah.
God, that was so bad that night. No, you guys go. When do you guys go? Go. Dave?
Do you know Raphael?
Yeah, I don't. I what I learned from this. You know what's crazy is that I've always, because like I said, again, I have not watched any other like Dahmer films or series. Yeah. I've seen like, down the YouTube rabbit trail, I've kind of stumbled upon, that little short Dahmer documentaries and things like that. So, but I've never put two and two, for some reason, it's never connected in my brain that Dahmer was somebody that was doing the things he was doing while I was alive and walking the earth. He always felt to me like he was somebody that like he was shit that happened before I was born.
Like DB Cooper or something like this happened in the 70s and we like one time it was happening.
Yeah. Not only happening, but this is in like the 90s?
Yeah.
Yeah, he got caught in 91 and got killed in 92.
Okay, so I'll tell you this. I know what I learned from this series that I didn't know before. I had been knowing about Dahmer, but this series actually, when they said it, this is the actual phone call from her calling the police. That I learned when I heard that and learned, it was just like, wow, oh man, she wasn't lying.
Yeah.
It's been handled, man. It's been handled. I don't know any other way to say it. She's like, he didn't look like a boy. I mean, he didn't look like a man. He looked like a boy. I know. It's been handled. Like, God damn.
Yeah, that's that. I never knew anything about like what that, like he was right in the thick of like the ghetto and doing, like I always assumed that he was like in the suburbs. Just by
the
way
less of a chance for him to get caught.
I just really want to know where he got all the money for all these drugs from. He had like an 8-ball every time he was on the scene, and I'm just like, he's working these dead end jobs. Like, where's this 8-ball money coming from?
Well,
I thought he got that
with all the people he was with all the people that he was killing and all the wallets he was taking, I guarantee.
Money to burn.
He had it. And that guy said he like lost his necklace or his bracelet or watch or something. Like he was probably taking shit and pawning it too.
Yeah, that was, to me, that, like I say, just seeing that again, and it's just, and again, the reason why I do say, and again, I know we said we're going to end it, is again, it showed that he really did love that dude. And one of the things that I've never seen before, I even thought about it before, and I'm not being funny when I say this, but when the deaf guy, one of the deaf friends, came and told the one that Jeffrey eventually killed that he loved, that their other friend had died, you see him scream on the porch, but it's no sound, it's just his face. And it's like, damn, his family don't know what's going on inside. Yeah, like, but you see it, it's like, damn, that has to be the worst feeling in the world, trying to scream, but you can't fucking hear it.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah, that whole episode was just tragic. It wasn't even on, it was just a tragic episode.
I agree.
And it made me realize that I wouldn't mind being deaf.
Yeah, well, you told me about that. Yeah.
I told Annie too. I told Angela as well. I think
you're telling everybody.
What a blessing. I mean,
I can't hear you. What'd you say?
I won't put closed captioning on this episode so that I don't offend anybody. That you get it? Because somebody that would be offended by what I just said would only be offended if they were able to read it. Like, right, I got my mouth hid behind the microphone too, so like, yeah, I wouldn't mind being deaf. You can go to the club and like the music. Well, I can't tell if you're frozen.
I'm pretending to be frozen so I don't get canceled with you. You just outed me, man. God damn it.
I mean, just you don't have to deal with noise anymore. And with technology now, it's like, you could just text.
I concur, sir.
Sit there and chat. Sit there and instant message.
Anybody have any final thoughts? I've made my final thoughts. Do either one of you two have final thoughts?
My final thoughts is that you should watch it. You should
definitely.
Even if you know the story of Dahmer, it's just Ryan Murphy is just he does a really good job with telling the tales of the dark side in compelling ways. And like this is a perfect combination of like what he's been doing most of his career on TV in the past like 5 to 10 years. He's doing American Horror Story on one angle, and then on the other side he's doing American Crime Story, like the OJ and the Clinton thing. And this is like both of them combined. This is a horror story and a crime story in one.
I concur, sir.
That was awesome.
So if you're a fan of Ryan Murphy, you definitely want to check it out.
I concur. Oh my God.
So one more thing before we go. There's
oh my goodness, Mathis is over there. I don't know what he's doing.
This is what he's doing.
Yo no comprende mucho gusto.
How can you not laugh at it? If you're having a bad day, just watch that clip, man. One more time for the people.
The funny thing to me is that he doesn't even know that it's happening.
Yo no comprende mucho gusto.
I need a mix. I need that.
All right, I got nothing else. I'm out of steam.
All right, well, I'm gonna get my steam on. So for all those people out there in TV land, thank you for joining us for this really, really raw, open review. See, if you don't watch the show, you get to come meet the gang when we're not all prepared. Even though I think we did pretty good.
This is all right.
We did.
I said some things I regret.
Well,
I know I worked half the day doing this.
I did great, then. I don't know about you guys. Guys, go in the chat. Tell me how great you did.
We'll be back in the studio on Tuesday night, doing, kicking off the month of Halloween.
Doing our top 10 of horror films, guys. That's not really horror films.
The scariest movies that aren't horror films. What a perfect way.
What's the worst that can happen with Martin Lawrence? Danny DeVito scared me. I almost quit acting.
All right. Let's set some, before we go, let's set a few ground rules out loud for the whole world to hear.
Wow, okay.
No like sarcastic like, oh, this was bad. It was so bad it scared me. And there can't be a horror, suspense, mystery in the genre listed. Where the spirit of this are like the films that weren't intended to be scary, but for some reason scarred you on a level, on some kind of level. It could be just one scene.
Okay, so if it was not meant to be scary, is what you're saying, right? That's what.
Yeah. Not meant to be. Yeah. What's the worst that can happen
was not, but it scarred me. I'm checking off every box. Okay. It scarred me.
Old Tarian Gray Area Royal. You take it, fucking Black Widow.
That's what she said. That's what she said.
You.
Stupid.
You. Medlock.
What is that?
That's Manson Lane.
Mathis. Hold on. Who's that? Dave.
What?
That sounded like something broke.
You're relapsing on me over there. What are you doing?
No, man, I saw this TikTok the other day where they were talking about how to find out if you had a deviated septum, and it's been bothering me ever since.
Oh man,
Do you have a deviated septum, David?
Huh? Do I?
Do you have a deviated septum?
I feel like I do since I watched that TikTok, but I don't think it's true.
How do you feel like you do now?
Oh, it's pizza's done. Pizza's done. Hey, go ahead, take a bite.
Why don't you
eat it?
Hey, bet you can't have it.
I made that for you. Why don't you eat it?
Oh yeah, I didn't. Oh yeah, the sandwich. It's like pulled pork. No, pulled human. That is pulled human. That is not pulled pork.
No, it's like pulled pork. What else is that like?
No, to elbow to person. No, that was a human being, bro.
Did you know?
Right.
I heard
Yeah.
one more fun fact about Dahmer that I thought was pretty interesting. You know how like you have like your favorite brands, your favorite snacks. You go to the kitchen, you have like your go-tos that you crave.
Yeah.
There were like he had all these bodies stored, and there were particular tastes that he would prefer. Like some of them tasted more in a way that he would, enjoy more. So he had like his favorite human snacks. They weren't like I just think of it like a bone, an arm is an arm is an arm, but no, that was Daniel's arm. That arm is way better than Brandon's arm. He had a sweetness to it, a little kick after it.
Hey man, spice. The spice is right. Hey, well listen guys, hey, you can catch us Tuesday.
Yeah, you're hungry now, right? Yeah, you got the dinner, man.
Yeah.
I'm angry. Thank you. I got drinking and cooking to do. I'm about to get started.
Got an appetite worked up. Sick.
All right, guys. Well, listen, you'll see us on Tuesday. Don't forget to check out the channel. Don't forget to say hey to Annie. Don't forget we got Emma coming in soon. There's Durden. Thanks for A&G for coming to the.
I was a kid pulling triggers.
Thank you so much. Hey guys, don't drink and drive tonight. Drive and think. Royal out.
Have a good night. Good night, everybody. Bye, Annie.
Love y'all.
Love you too.
Bye.